Hello everyone, welcome to the Clay Studios oil painting tutorial. I'm Gomati Sivasankaran. We are working on Gaja Lakshmi, one of the 8 forms of Lakshmi paintings. And this is class 2. I am Gomati Sivasankaran. The first class was more into understanding how to plan and planning the painting. How do we work with multiple references and how can we strategize when it comes to multiple references? So we were really working on the reference as such, not exactly on the canvas. But today's session is going to be very important, where we get started with the canvas, 40 by 50 centimeter canvas itself. By now, if you still haven't checked out the basics tutorial that I already have put in, that's free of cost. It's about 2 odd hours of videos that covers everything about the materials, the canvas, and also includes how to prepare the canvas doing the layer 1. So I'm assuming you have already done that, and this is now going to be real work getting started with the um, grids and doing the drawing on top of this layer 1. So we are getting started with layer 2 in fact today. So please do check it out if you haven't done so, so it's easier for you and you're also thoroughly ready in terms of materials and understand the nuances, so you're ready to get on to this work. And today we are getting started with this planning, isn't it? So I'm just going to quickly show you the things that I have with me that I will work with. We of course have our 40 to 50 centimeter canvas, which is already done in terms of the layer 1, that is complete. And I have the pictures from the last class. And we are going to work on Gaja Lakshmi, which is the elephant goddess. It's most frequently referred to as the elephant goddess, but it is the goddess of all positive attributes. So we have an interesting task up ahead. I have with me, aside from this, few other things that I would like to show you. I have some measuring equipments always with me. Um, um, yeah, the long one and the small scale and so on. And I also have a ruler sort of a thing to draw, because I paint. I use the paint itself to do the grids. I don't do a pen or a pencil gridding, which I will come to in a short while as to why. Okay, and I have I have a zero brush. I have a brush number 1 with me to to do the grades, and I also have some earbuds and tissue paper around ready in case I go wrong somewhere, which I usually do very frequently. I have with me primary blue and vermilion light. That's the colors that I'm going to use to do the grid. I'm using 2 different colors to just show you how these multiple reference gridding works. It's not needed. If you are comfortable with it, stick with any one of the colors, or take your own. Let's say a burnt umber is an amazing color to do a background gridding and so on. I have my linseed oil a little bit here, and this my yeah palette. So I think I am ready with all the needed stuff. I am going to get started with the first gridding, which is what? Yes, this is a 3 by 3 centimeter grid that we had made on the main reference, which we call as superstructure that we're going to build. And we are supposed to extrapolate it here in our canvas, which means it goes into a 10 by 10 centimeter grid. So let's do that right away. Pushing things away from my space, clearing it out, and getting started with this. This is a 40 centimeter length. So let's see, how is it? So when I work on it, okay, when I work on it, I can see something here that it is, just check out my right hand. Can you see the number 40, yeah, in this scale? And do you see that it's little away from the ridge of my canvas? Does that mean that there is a mistake with this canvas itself? No. What is important for us to understand is that there is a cloth. Canvas is a cloth that is mounted on a wooden frame. When it gets stretched and bent and mounted like that, a quarter of a centimeter goes here and there into that bend. And that's why you see a little lesser than the centimeter. So keep that in mind and plan and place your measuring equipment accordingly. Now I'm going to use the blue to mark 10 centimeter spaces for the grids here. 10 and 20 and 30. There you go. Let me do the same thing a little away here as well. 10 and 20 and 30. That is good enough, and I can get started with this lengthwise marking using this long ruler to help me the process. And yeah, we did discuss this. I'm painting, actually. I'm using the paint to draw the grid lines. And can I use a pen, a pencil? Because I don't want to it gets messy, it gets thicker, and I feel that it is not comfortable to paint. I like drawing, and when I draw, I want to draw only on a pencil. Fine, it's not a problem. Please go ahead, do it. But remember one thing all the time, that these are support grid lines, and whatever you draw also are support lines, strokes, which will then be covered into layers and layers of painting. So whatever you draw, it has to be slightly light-handed drawing and not a thick dark, like for example using a 9B pencil or a 12B pencil or something like that. I wouldn't do that, because the lead itself will take over. Lead is a color. It will start blending in with your next layers and spoiling the image in a way. Maybe you don't want that. So keep that in mind when you're using a pencil to do this job instead of what I'm doing here. So I'm not saying no to your idea. I'm just saying be aware of it. Let it be lighter. I'm having to do it slightly darker here because it's on camera and you have to see what exactly is going on here, isn't it? That's exactly why. Otherwise, I would do it even lighter than what you see here. Let me go for the 50 centimeter length as well to check out what's going on here. It's the same thing. It is slightly away on the right hand side. So I'm going to balance it ever so lightly so I can get my marks of 10, 20, 30, and 40. Let's do that again in another place. 10, 20, 30, and 40. There you go. I'm done with this. Okay, let's mark this right away. I'm using the zero brush, and I think it's been used for a while, so it is giving me a thick line. I'm not really worried about it because I got used to all these things. It's kind of practice, so I understand minor shifts and changes to the drawing that I'll have to do when I move on to next levels of work and so on. So it's fine, and that's also why I've got my own comfort zone. I've built my own comfort zone into this using the paint itself, and kind of it helps me if I have only oil paints on my canvas, so I can just control. I can put layer and layer of work and really shift the way it looks like. Okay, right now I'm going to place vertically, and let's name it as A, of course, yeah, just so that we are able to talk to each other better. A, B, C, and D. And the horizontal ones, blocks are called 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Done. So, I'm done with this. Now it's the gridding for the other reference, which is the beautiful little girl. And remember what we said, this is a 10 by 10 centimeter detail block, but this will be a 2 by 2 centimeter small little grid that will come out here. And I'm just looking at where exactly should this go? Should it go here in the corner? Onto the corner? No, no, no. Let's figure out where should it go. So the face is really in the centroid here, isn't it? Can we have her here in the centroid? Yeah, that's, where is this centroid? This is between B and C columns and between rows 1 and 2. She's really on the top here. And I'm looking at this beautiful little girl's picture. There's also another thing we need to keep in mind, that her face is even smaller. She's a very little girl, and we will have to use this beautiful little ponytails that she has on her left and right side of the hair that she has built, and we need to also build this beautiful crown, that maybe not this heavy crown, it's a little head, so maybe we'll have to have a small little tiara for her, isn't it? So we'll have to look at the space needed and so on. So I'm imagining it gives us a good plane if we placed her right here in row 2, completely in this row 2 in the middle. So I'm going to choose this space for her little face. I'm switching my brush to the brush number 1, and I'm going to take the vermilion color. This is exactly why I'm doing it, so that you don't get confused, with all these lines and rows and so on. So I am choosing to keep this block of, small little 2 by 2 block here in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Do you see that? So I wanted to go all the way down here. Where did I? Oh, yes. Okay, cool. So 2, 4. Okay, 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 10. So that's the vertical. Let's do the vertical first. I'm going to use this. So all these rulers, I think when you go to any shop that sells painting items for what do you call, painting your wall or such, they by default have such wooden pieces, rolls, and those are not necessarily measuring equipments, but they are basically to mix the paint or something like that, I think. So I asked them to give it to me. Sometimes they give it for free, sometimes it's really cheap cost. So these help. Before this idea, what I was doing is to use my own measuring equipment, and I have spoiled a lot of measuring equipment that you cannot see the numbers anymore, because of the paint that I have applied on and on and on. So small little things, but they do come to great use in such, gridding and so on. So if you can find something like this, that is good. Otherwise, yeah, you will have to clean up your measuring equipment as soon as possible. Let's do the horizontal measures as well. Let me just place it right here. So this is 0 to 10, isn't it? And we have 0 on 10. We have to just do our 2, 4, 6, and 8. Let's mark that right away. So let me get this. Good. So I'm using the red color to show you a difference, yeah, between the first grid that I made and this set of grids that you see here. Yes, and the last lines being these lines into the, so this is the block, and we also need to name them so we are very sure this is A, B, C, D, and E, and this is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Yes, so we have, 2 is right here. Yes, 2 is right here. Okay, so we have our grids ready, grids done. So can we get started with the picture as such? Can we start doing the picture as such? And for this, the good idea will be that I am going to mix the blue and this vermilion so I get another color. This is helpful. Okay, I have this ready with me. Here, good. So I'm going to use this. How do we start drawing? That's a good question here. And I'm going to keep in mind that you are someone who is also learning to draw and, finding the grids useful, but still wants a little more guidance. Yeah, okay. But if you are super smart, you should get started already. Yeah. Right now, I am going to focus on the eye because that's exactly where, I like the focus to be there first. Her eyes are, placed in row 3, and it is actually crossing the grid lines between B and C and D. That is amazing. So that's even more helpful. So I think I have found the place where they have to go. And I'm going to start with a tiny little circle first, What is that circle? The pupil, the iris and the pupil really make that little circle. But remember, it's not a full circle. It's like a half moon that is visible. So let's make the circle first and then we will adjust it. Yeah. So I'm going to make that circle here. It's row 3. Yeah. Row 3 between B to C and C and D. Yes. So I'm making that small little circle. Done. Now I get started with the eye structure. So what's going on? It's not a full circle that is visible. So let's build that around the way her eye is. Tiny little one. And slightly flatter, isn't it? Okay, let's do the other eye like that. Oh, wow. We have our tiny eyes done. Pretty girl. So let's do her eyebrows. They're also in the same row 3. Fantastic. Slightly above. And get started. Let's start here. It goes down. And then it falls down here. Cool. And what about the other one? It starts here, goes slightly up. Looks like it's going to touch the rim, but no. It's just turning down. Fair enough. Her nose? Oh, tiny little nose. Where is it? Okay, that's in row 4. And remember, also row 4 has the nose and the mouth, so it's fully operative. It's fully, busy area. So let's see where the nose is. It's really at the upper end of C4. C4, C and 4. Yeah. So let's do that. I don't usually I try to do the two pores, two holes, but look at this. You cannot even see the hole. It's just tiny. Oh, so delicate. Let's make the delicate curve there, delicate curve on the side. Yes, I think we managed it. It's okay. So and the small little lips are also right underneath here. Oh, pretty girl. Yes. And then she's smiling all the way through D, almost touching the grid of D. And here, almost touching the grids here on the B. Fantastic. That's the beautiful smile that she has. Amazing. And then she's got teeth. I'm not going to work on the teeth though. Yeah, but I'm going to do the underlip also like this and leave it there. Okay. Smile without the teeth. That's funny, but she's pretty already. Okay, fine. Cool. Now we are going to do the nice little shift in that muscle that is showing her smile. Huh? Full of positivity. Awesome, awesome. So let's do that. And then she's got a nice dimple here. I want to capture that. Where is that? It's right here. It's right here. Tiny, 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 tiny. All right. And her jawline. I think it's going slightly in terms of, slightly coming down versus what is there. But I think it is fine that I will continue doing so. I'm aware of it. It is, it's really inside this. I'm aware of it. I think I will still go on doing this here. The jawline. And the chubby cheek. Oh, lovely. Yes. The more we enjoy doing this, the easier it becomes. And you're not pressurized that it has to be, super perfect right away. It's a work in progress, Perfection is a work in progress, and we're all learning, aren't we? So just give yourself that relaxed, enjoyable atmosphere, so you are just focusing without pressure. So I'm just going around the cheek and going up towards the plane of the head. So I think I can see that that's the plane of the head. That's where you can see, and then the rest is all covered with her small little hair. Pretty good. Okay, let's do her ear here. As we are close to that, I can see that starts here, that comes down, crosses this bridge, and then it comes down here. So that's one. There you go with one. Can we do the other ear? We can see a little bit of it, not everything. Yeah. Let's have it done though. So that's where it is. And let's do the structure of her head now. Wow. Okay, so she's got a busy curve that is going. I'm just going to do the curve that's going to go all the way to C1 center. Just building that first, and then I will build the details in a short while. So it comes out to B, and then it comes down through A1 and A2, and then comes down here. Yes, so that's the way it looks. And let's put that nice little hair texture here. So she's got a lot of hair going, and that has a partition on C and B1. Do you see that there is a partition of hair that's falling down here? Yeah, and then the rest of the hair is structured in a way that it comes down to almost touching the grid of row 2. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yes, do you see that? Fantastic. We've got the oh, lovely. Then we have I think it's also cultural. I would like to keep these color ribbons. I don't know what to do with them. I would like to keep that. So I'm just going to draw some cloudy thing here. So we'll remember to do that. And then the hair comes out of this. Lovely. Maybe this one I cannot see. I'm going to draw. This is me getting here. Creative. So I'm going to draw that. And then I will do the crown also on top of it. But let's do the neck now. Her neck is invisible because she's wearing something, really close to her neckline. So I'm just going to imagine and build a bit of a neckline here and leave it as such. Leave it as such. And then look at her. Oh, lovely. Even though we have just started, we have a huge, area to cover, a lot of things to do. She already looks so pretty. Oh, lovely. Yes. So right now, let's get back to the superstructure. Now let's see. What do we have to do here? Ah, yes. So she is a fully grown woman, which means the body is fully grown, breasts and the bust line, the hip curve and so on. That cannot be the case for the small little girl. She is possibly a 4-year-old. Yeah? So we need to be aware of that. And we have built the neckline. We're going to continue doing the shoulder. Where is the shoulder line? It's I think we have placed her slightly on the downside here, because keeping in view that she will not be that big in terms of this picture, the shoulder line is coming close to the ridge of the row 2 versus what you see here. So just imagine that. So I'm doing this shoulder line nicely here. I'm going to leave it like this and bring it down. And I will do one thing immediately, that I will just cover her neckline immediately to give a view that it's possibly a jewelry or a clothing, whatever that is already here. So that's kind of taken care of. And it is, in fact, it is kind of close to what she already has. It's got something close to her neck. And I will also try to do that like that. So let's do it like that. Let it be. Because I think her culture also has some, nice clothing that is going around her neck like an ornament. We could use that. So that's taken care of. That is fine. And now it's got 4 hands here. Let's do that. Do we do the hands first? No. Let's do the simplest thing. The body curve. Can we bring that in? It's in row 3, and we could do that still because it's just a small body. And I'm bringing her in like this. Small little girl's body. And bringing her down like this. So that body shape is fitting for this small little girl's face. Maybe it could be slightly thinner. I think we will work on the detail when we come to that. For now, it looks perfect. Let's do the shoulder. I'm not going to do work on this one because there is this hand that is, giving us this kind of blessing from where there is a lot of money, gold throwing into this plate, thrown into this plate. So we will need that hand. So we'll wait for that. Let's do this hand first. That's got this. So that's got this nice little pot. Let's do the pot. Where is the pot? The mouth of the pot is here in C3. I'm going to do it in C3. The mouth of the pot is in C3. Fine. Agreed. And then the pot overall goes around like this and has this shape. So it looks circular, but just see the direction. There is also a lot of dynamics. So there is the shape of the pot that is going underneath her arm. So you cannot see much of it, but you give the effect of the pot here. So that will be the shape that we will at least stick to for now. And then because of that, you get to see some of her hand, or the way the hand is placed is like it's really wrapped around that. It's wrapped around that pot. So let's keep that in mind. And also her hand really is in C3 again, very close to the pot. So can we do that? Just doing the hand here. 4 fingers. And then the thumb. So I'm just leaving that space ready. Okay, giving the feeling that this is the hand that is wrapped around this. That's wrapped around the pot. So kind of okay, but in terms of size, I think it can be slightly bigger. And this is exactly why I usually keep tissue papers and earbuds and such. So I could just go around and adjust things. I want it to be slightly bigger here. I'm not going to aim for perfection right away, but few things that I want to adjust that I could possibly, I will try to do it right away. And the angle of the hand here. So when it goes like that and the pot comes here, then it makes slightly more sense here. And her hand itself can be one stop bigger. Fair enough. This hand is done. And the other hand, actually, we want to show the hand first. So let's imagine that this hand is right here. And I focus on the hand itself before, drawing the entire arm. So I'm just starting with the thumb first, and I'm putting the thumb, really imagine here there's a lot of curve, body curve, because she's a woman. Here I want to avoid it, so I'm putting the hand, the palm as close to the body line as possible, so it doesn't show totally curvy the way it should if it is a woman rather. So I've got this hand done, the fingers. Yes, the hand is done, and let's do the The palm is done, so let's do the way it has to go down like this. And somewhere down the line, it gives you that curve like that. Yes. Can we say that it is matching the body? Kind of. Not the best, but it is okay for us to now move on. Yes. We've got two hands covered, the hip line covered, and now what is there? The way she's seated, she's in a seated position, and you can see this thigh, it's coming across in row 4. Yeah, so I'm just building it in row 4, but it's not that big. Look at the way it's going across to A4. I'm going to make it short. She's a very tiny girl. So I'll bring it down like this. And the same thing I will do on the other side as well. Tiny move. And yeah, some spacing for her legs. And then I say that this section is complete here. Let me do the flower. And then I'll come back to the other two hands. Yeah. And also we have other key elements. What are they? So we have the lotus flower. And that's most of it is in row 4. I'm just marking the overall structure of the lotus flower here. Yeah. Right. And the petals that are running along, beautiful, lovely petals. And I'll just leave them like this, mark them like this. And then there is this plate full of gold. Oh, I love this idea. Okay. I'll have to keep in mind that I'm building the plate slightly above. I'll tell you why. I have to sign the painting somewhere down the lane when it is near to completion or completing, and I want some space beneath. So I'm going to choose to do I don't want to be on top of this gold plate full of gold. It's also a great idea, but that's not me. Maybe the pile of gold. Good. Amazing. So we've got that also structured. Let's go back to the other two arms. Oh, she looks pretty, doesn't she? Okay. The other two arms, one can see that this arm is coming out like this from here. And I think we can do the same thing around here as well. And these arms are holding lotus flowers again. The way they are holding it, so delicate, beautiful. So let's do the angle. So I will do the angle for the finger that is holding like this, So I'm doing the angle like that. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then the thumb. And there are 3 fingers. And the curve of the arm, the palm. Let's do the same thing here, the thumb, the 3 fingers, and the palm folding. So we have this. I'm going to just place a small little flower here for our understanding. She's amazing already. I had a feeling out of the 8 paintings, I like all of them that I'm going to work on, and you get to, of course, you're welcome to try all 8 paintings. This one is my personal favorite because I think this is one of the tiniest girls. Oh, we have one more, that's even a baby girl. That's another character altogether. But in terms of the Lakshmi forms, she's the tiniest or the youngest of the Lakshmi forms here. And not the Lakshmi herself. I said because I chose this picture of this little girl. So we've got let's do her, her hip has a hip band or something. Let's just do something here. So we've got that covered. Let's do the elephants. Who loves animals? Especially elephants. If you are an expert, then I'm going to just shut my mouth, or you can mute me. Go ahead, do it yourself with animals if you are an expert. Otherwise, of course, I try to help you. That's the part of the agreement. Yes. Let's see where the elephants are. The elephants are really, what are they doing? They are showering. They're using something to shower water on her. So it's going to just spill right here, and they are slightly starting here above. Nice. Above in A. I think we can still keep the same positioning, for the elephants. Okay, so the elephants are in A. The first elephant here is in A1 and 2, and the leg is possibly in A3. So let me do that. I want to look at the curve first. Let me do the S form, the curve form first. That is here. So that's in A1. And that is coming down here slightly like this. And then it comes to A2. And that's where the head is. The head is. The eye. Oh, we love the eye, don't we? Can we do the eye right away? So we remember, what do? We have to just place a dot here, not a big circle, it's a dot here. And then upper curve will do for this animal, I think, for now. Let's stick to that for now. Okay, so we've got that, and let's do this. There is a small little pot that is there in the elephant's trunk, and the pot has a mouth, and then comes the rest of the trunk like this. And right underneath the trunk is the tusk. Got that? And I would imagine the water is flowing from here to her. Oh, lovely. Okay, the flow is good. I think it looks fine for now. Let's proceed with this. And if that is the trunk, then we have the fold of the mouth, the curve coming here. Lovely. The jaw, if I may say so, the jawline or whatever. The curve that is just, marking the face. And there's some jewelry that the elephant is wearing, I think, Yeah. Elephants in our culture wear jewelry, especially when they are, in temples or so. They're decorated. That's the ear of the elephant. And then comes the body that is going here. And we have jewelry covering the neck of the elephant. And then the leg comes out like this, going through A3. The other leg also is here. We don't see the entire leg because, yeah, that's the clothing here. It's in water, so we need to do that. Of course, we can work on the details of it later, but for now, I think we can close it like this and say, okay, this elephant space is complete, huh? Let's do the same thing for the other elephant, and then we are done with this session today. Yeah. So where was this S? Ask me to make a reverse S, and I go wrong all the time. How about you? Let me. I need all the help that I can appreciate. So right now I'm going to just try to match and do the dots. So see, I try to copy from what I have done, and I look at the measure. Okay, that's where the curve should end. And the curve begins with kind of here. Yes, slightly here. And then it should end here, meaning, okay, the inner side of the curve comes here, not the outer. Oh, Lord. Yes, so I'm just, trying to shape things around. This is the curve, and in this curve, we are going to have this small little pot, small little mouth of the pot, and from there flows water on Gaja Lakshmi. Gaja Lakshmi is often referred to as the elephant goddess, but she's got a number of positive attributes. So she is a goddess of all positive attributes. I've just done the head, the curve of the head comes down, and I'm just looking at the place where I want to put the eye. So I'm just dropping in a dot first and slightly expanding the upper crust to give a curve sort of a thing, so it helps. And underneath the trunk, I will give the tasks and build the mouth here. The jawline. And then we have the ear. And there is something that is separating the ear from the face. And then there's a lot of jewelry here. We don't understand that. So do not jump into details as yet, please. I know that we all want to do that. We all want to do every single detail. Yes. And we will get to do that. So right now I'm going to start working on the legs. Moving slightly here. Coming down. So that's the first leg. The other one is just right here. And then the clothing. Right. Perfect. Yeah. So let's just imagine the rest is covered in water. So we see that it is, oh, this one is better. Somehow I have not done a great job here. I usually have this issue. Write to me if you also feel the same way. One is good, the other isn't. Yeah, we all face it. We'll come around. We'll come around. Slow and steady, yes. But we have managed to complete our task for this day. What is that? To execute our plan and see what happens when you have multiple references with changes or adaptations to work on. And we have managed to define that today with the help of the gridding technique we have used. Let's summarize. So we have done the gridding for the superstructure and then gridding for the face. We started drawing the face first, and because we did the face, we were able to adjust the size of the body. And if you look back at the superstructure, is it exactly in the same space? Maybe no, it's slightly up or down, but that's exactly what it is because the body is of a child. So we'll have to adjust. And we have missed something important, her tiara. No, 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 no. We shouldn't have done that, isn't it? So let's put her a nice tiara. I don't know what to put, but let's just put something for her, huh? You choose whatever you want to put. I'm just doing this doom thing right away. But of course, we can work on it and improvise. I want it to come around the flowery thing that she's got on her head. Yeah. So I think she looks pretty. Yes, amazing. So we have managed to do the superstructure of the baby girl in the form of Gaja Lakshmi, the elephant goddess, or the goddess of all positive attributes. And we have also drawn her little elephants that are showering on her. And she's so glad and happy to be with us now. Congratulations on reaching this far. I know this is a little bit of a challenge for those who have never done this before. And trust me, these are exercises that I'm also learning along the line with you. So I'm also enjoying this, sharing this with you, recording this, and sharing this with you. So, yeah, see you in the next class. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated, and let's meet up again to do the blocking of colors and give her some vibrant colors in the beginning. Yes? See you again. Bye bye.